I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. It's a wonderful Tuesday. Are you in LA right now?
Yes, I'm in LA right now. And I was just trying to remember when I met you. I think we met at Soho House at there was a rappers event. There were lots of musicians. Because I remember meeting you. I remember I was like, this name, is this the real name? I remember you. I remember you had these, you changed your hair. You had long,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It was so long ago. That must have been when I think that was when I first moved out here or something.
Yes, I was thinking about it because I was reading on Wikipedia that it says that you moved in 2018, but I think we met, it was like 2017 or
Yeah,
2016.
2017. Yeah.
Yes. How
Uh,
you been? How is everything?
Everything's been good. Staying productive, especially during this pandemic, trying to find ways to, keep life going and not let this thing hold us down. What about you? How have you been? What have you been up to?
Oh, I've been pandemic really got me like with surprise. I was here, I moved here in 2016 and I was
Mhm.
here all the time. And then in 2020, the beginning of 2020, I decided to go and, see my parents because of pandemic. So I left
Mhm.
Lithuania and I stayed because you guys closed the borders. So I was locked down out of US for 2 years. I just got back.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am serious. Yeah. So it was
Oh,
very interesting to get back to my roots and see everybody, spend some time. Yeah.
wow. So for 2 years, you have been so from when did you just get back? In 2022 or end of
Yes,
2021?
just got back like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, you really just got back.
Yes, I just got back and I'm trying to be productive.
Oh, wait, so you weren't productive during the 2 years you were away?
Well, I was in Lithuania. We had very strict lockdown. It's not like here, US. Like here, you guys walk into the grocery store, nobody checks anything. In Lithuania is like almost like Germany. I was locked down like there was Christmas. I couldn't go visit my parents. It's like a small country, but everybody's like counted like chickens. Nobody can. Oh, you had a virus, so the whole country knows. Like anyway, it's like very
Wow.
yeah. It's like that.
I mean, y'all are probably doing better with cases than us out here. We, like you said,
Yes,
we just
yes, because control is like a real thing, lots of people don't like it. Lots of people don't like the whole thing, and it's going to an end, I think. But when I came back in summer 2020, it was like 20 cases a day. So it was like nothing.
and we would deal. You know what? I don't even want to talk about that no more. It's over. I listen. It's COVID is over with for me. Not for me.
Yes.
Not for the world. It's not. But I'm just like we have to move on with our lives at some point. We have to like figure out how we can like get back to some normalcy because it's affecting a lot of people.
Yeah.
Mentally and it's draining, and we need to figure something out
But
immediately.
I can tell you something very interesting because when I met you, we followed each other on Instagram and I saw you.
Hmm.
You suddenly grew up. Like I see how you're just like a man now. When I met you, you were a boy. How can it be? How can it be? Like I see things happening. That's why Instagram is so great. Like you see people like grow from one place to another, like people becoming something else, people evolving or people down evolving.
Downvolving. I'm gonna use that word. Stop downvolving. You need to evolve, evolve.
Yeah, I meant.
Oh, I agree with you.
Yeah,
I
you see that
was,
too?
yeah. I mean, the way I like to say the way I think is much differently now. The way I operate is much differently now. I think I have a grasp, a better grasp, better vision of where I want to end up. And I realized the things that I was doing before wasn't going to get me there. I moved to California with the same mindset. Well, I wouldn't say the same mindset. I moved to California doing the same things I was doing before I got here because that's all I knew. But encountering certain people, different experiences has helped me grow, I guess, into the person I am that you're speaking to now. But I still have a lot of growing to do, just like everybody. We all evolving and not downvolving, hopefully.
Yes, absolutely. And how's the acting going? How is it going?
Well, acting has been going pretty well. I've been very blessed to have opportunities come my way, and I've been willing to take advantage of it. I say everybody,
I
huh?
noticed, I was like, wait a minute, is that Tom Cruise? Like, what's going on? And then I didn't even like know that, Top Gun is happening, is actually being filmed. And I want to know everything about it. How did you manage in 2 years to become this amazing, to have this amazing opportunity to act in Top Gun and then in Mission Impossible? I want to know all the secrets, and everybody's gonna who's gonna listen really want to know how did you get so, obviously you're very charismatic and you're very interesting, but I was just thinking there are thousands of people moving in and moving out of LA, and you don't get to see many people achieve their dreams. Everybody wants to achieve them, and then the journey is what's most important to me. Like what
Mhm.
So how was this journey? You moved to LA, and you said you changed the actions. So what were your actions? Did you start with Vine, and then you went to Instagram, or how was your journey? How did you
Yeah.
start?
Start when I moved to LA or before LA?
You can start from LA, because a lot of people, like, I know you were in theater in New Orleans and you were doing acting in where you were, but then you
Uh,
moved to LA and you said like you decided to change your mindset. You said you realized it didn't work for you like the way you
yeah,
did before.
yeah. So moving to LA, I was heavy into social media. So like the social media videos on Instagram, Vine had died down a bit, but I was doing like stuff on Instagram and YouTube. And I realized I wanted to be an actor. I mean, before I even moved to LA, I said I want to be an actor. So I kind of started pulling back from social media to try and focus on the acting side of things. And when I got here, I realized the people that I was hanging with, um, their vision didn't align with my vision.
Mm.
Um, they were more so focused on the social media, building the followers, getting the likes and stuff like that. And that's not what I wanted to do. In the long term, I knew I wanted to be a respected actor, like the people that I grew up watching, like Tom Cruise, like Denzel Washington, like Will Smith, like Meryl Streep, and stuff like that. I wasn't going to get it during social media. So I stepped back from that. I didn't want to make any more of those videos anymore. So I stopped. I put my head down and I just took acting like extremely serious, taking classes. Like I had never went to school for acting. So I kind of created my own school for acting where I looked up every class possible that I can improve my skills. So whether it was improv, whether it was scene study, whether it was on camera auditioning, whether it was like voice classes, and I had put money away before moving here, and I said this is what I was going to do. I'm gonna create my own school. So every day of the week, I was in a particular class. I was going to improv class 2 times a week. Then I would go to what's the name of that scene study class, and then I would go to audition, and then I would do my voice on Friday mornings and whatnot. So for like months, a year, I would do it. And when the money ran out, when I wasn't able to pay for classes anymore, because as we know, California classes are freaking expensive, especially
Yeah.
coming from New Orleans, where I can do a class literally for $40. Out here, I'm doing classes 3, 4, 5, 600, for a month. Um, so that was different for me. So when it ran out, I said, okay, how else can I do it? So what I decided to do was um, sign up for what's the name of that? Student films. So I would submit myself for every student film. I didn't care what it was. I didn't care what type. I just needed to practice, and that was my classes. Once the money ran out, so I was auditioning, practice auditioning with these student films. So I would go in, use that, and I wasn't trying to book the jobs. I mean, if I did, it would have been great, but I wasn't trying to. So I would go in there with different techniques, like, oh, let me try this, let me try that. And I seen my skills improve, nonstop. I was reading books. I just, when I first moved to LA, I was out a lot partying for the first like 2, 3 months. And then I said, okay, why am I here? I had to ask myself, why am I here? And that's when I buckled down and I was able to do what I did. So I think that's where I seen the beginning of my maturity and understanding, like I said, the vision of where I wanted to be. It wasn't hard though, because I think I've always been a focused person. And when I want something, I'm all in. And if I don't, then I will slack off. I've been told that I've been an extremist. It's either 100 or nothing at all.
Mhm.
So I guess
So
it's
how did you get your first break? Like, let's say, how did you get your agent? How did you get your manager? Because like I said, like when you move from to LA, yeah, a lot of people have the same question. So obviously now I understood the first step is to bring a lot of money to LA, at least for first year. Because
find a way.
and everything really expensive. So you were not working at all for the first year?
No. I was working. I won't say I wasn't working. I made a great connection with one of my friends. Still a good friend. I owe a lot to her. Her name is Anna, and she was doing this sports show. And she said, "Yo, you can really do well." I met her when I came for a visit before I moved out here. She was like, "Yo, I like your vibe. I like what you're doing. You know, you would do great on TV. Would you like to do this hosting gig with me on for a sports show?" And I was like, "Heck yeah!" It wasn't nothing big, but it kept money in my pocket. I also had a little bit of the savings. I didn't have much of a savings. My savings were geared towards classes and investing in that. Um, she said, "Hey, come do it." So that put some money in my pocket while I was out here, and I booked a commercial, and that also helped me and whatnot. The way I found my manager, I met my manager through a teacher, Gary Grubbs, who I worked with out in New Orleans, and she managed him. Her name is Lisa DeSante. I am still with her. She is like the best manager ever, ever, ever,
Oh,
ever.
that's so
And
sweet.
I'm not saying that so that people can like, oh, let me go look her up so I can sign with her, because I really want her all to myself. I'm just saying she's freaking fantastic. I will never leave her. She's gonna be there when I win my first Oscar and everything.
Yay!
Yeah, she will be there. But he connected me with her. We had a breakfast brunch together. We talked, and then she signed me. Then we ended up finding an agency, a little boutique agency who I love. Their Ellis Talent Group. They were amazing, and now I'm with ICM. I've
Mhm.
recently made the switch to ICM, and they have also been lovely. So I've had, I don't like to say luck, but I've had opportunities that have arisen to try and find an agent and manager. I get that question all the time. Honestly, I don't know, because I've had many of agencies, and they've all come in different ways, like through showcases or through referrals, or you know, just the acting class, and the teacher suggesting me like that. So there's no one way to get an agent. There's
Yeah,
no, I can say like, hey, do this and you'll get one. I really don't know.
yeah. So you were auditioning and you're starting to work a little here, a little there. But like what keeps you going? Like let's say you're like going to these classes, and I know a lot of people go to these classes. They do this class, that class. I can say like a lot of people say it's luck. I believe it's a lot to do with your personality, your talent, your look, what industry requires at this moment, like what is the what's the trend. Also there's a lot of like things, alignment, universe aligning, law of attraction, like a lot of things, magic. And but but still like you keep on going, and I know a lot of people who keep on going, but like not everybody still get the same kind of luck. So I'm interested how what made you believe in yourself, and what is the thing that kept you going even if you didn't book anything, or after a while have you started like booking like crazy and that's it, you're like, I'm done, I'm good, I know I'm going to be good.
uh, it's I guess I don't like to use the word luck at all, because luck, we have more control of our lives than what people think. And a lot of people sit there and they think like, oh, it's just either going to happen for me or this is happening to me and there's nothing I can do about it. It's all about a mindset that people have. And a lot of people think like, oh, I'm going. and they never stop. But are you really being productive? That's why I don't like to use the word of like, oh, how you been? Oh, I've been busy. Busy doing what? Because busy can be folding clothes. That's just busy work. And people think being busy is getting you in the direction that you need to be, but you can stand in the same space and be busy. Being productive means you're taking a step forward. And a lot of people aren't being productive. And it's due because the fact that they don't know how to be productive. A lot of people in this world don't know how to be productive. A lot of people, they come up with excuses. They never want to look in the mirror and say like, hey, am I really doing what I need to be doing? And it happens to all of us. Nobody's better than the other. It happened to me, like I said, when I first moved out here, I thought I was being productive. I was being busy. So I would go to these places thinking I'm networking, like, man, this is LA. A lot of people BS. A lot of people say they'll do this, they'll do that. I was getting these numbers, and the goal was like to at least get one number by the end of the night so I can network. I was being busy, not productive. These people were in the same boat as me, you know, selling me a dream.
Yeah. So when you say productive, do you mean like to have a certain action and see the result immediately? Or how do you see yourself being productive? What do you mean by that? If you say that that was not productive, what is productive then?
So I would never put a time limit on a result, because there is no time limit on a result. So my goal is to win an Oscar. That's one of my goals. I have many goals, but the goal is to win an Oscar. So to be productive, I can sit there and I can say like, okay, if I'm going to win an Oscar, I'm going to, like I said, go out there and meet people. Now, I have to step back and say, if my goal is to win an Oscar and I'm supposed to meet people, is that helping me win this Oscar? Or is bettering my skills going to help me win an Oscar? Is auditioning for the particular projects that are Oscar contenders productive and going to help me win an Oscar? You just have to step back. And like I said, when I first moved here, I thought networking and all of this, not saying networking is bad, it's very important, but going to certain places and thinking I have to do this every night and be in the same crowd, making social media videos, I realized social media was just busy work. And I had to gear it towards something I really wanted to do and become a well-respected actor. And that's when I made the change. And I was like, okay, this is productive. This is not. I knew I needed to hone in on my skills because I knew I had other actors that were better than me. And me doing the 30-second skit wasn't going to improve my skills at all. I knew, submitting myself for roles that weren't, aligned with the goals that I'm trying to make weren't going to help me at all. So productivity is the most important thing, but it's also a mindset thing. You have to believe that you're going to do it. I have vision boards. I'm going back to the productivity thing. I have vision boards of everything that I want to accomplish. And then I create a list of things that need to be done in order to get me to that goal. So if I have a goal and I'm strongly, rooted in that goal, then every decision I make will help me get closer to it. If you don't have a goal, if it's just like, oh, I want to be famous, I want to be an actor, I want to, book a gig.
Yeah.
If you're not specific, you'll never make proper decisions that's going to put you in there. You're just going to make every decision and hope that one of these decisions gets you there. So that's what I mean by productivity.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, I agree. Actually, you know what I learned is very interesting. When social media became big, you would think like, oh, because these people have these like thousands of followers with these videos, you think like that is like a next step to good actor, right? You would think like this is the good way to go. But then I realized none of these influencers actually are in movies. And you become that job, you become that social media. So one has nothing to do with the other. And at first it doesn't seem this way. Like, I'm sure you took the same step. You thought, I'm going to make these funny videos and then somebody's going to notice me, or, I don't know, maybe you were getting paid, but really like, I started to see this, that actually social media is not really the way to go, because some of the actors are not even on social media. who are really like amazing actors that I respect. And yeah, that's a very good notice. So so I heard that you're good friends with Tom Cruise. So
You
tell
can
me
say that,
how,
yeah.
yeah, I said that, but also a lot of people write that on internet. Like I think it in Wikipedia, because I read Wikipedia before talking to you, I was like, I better prepare myself. So, so he, it said like you befriended him and you guys are friends now. So I'm interested, like, how does that happen? Like you being focused and, you know, you went to audition obviously, and how does he call you every day? Does he call you every night? Does he say good night before he goes to sleep? Good night. So I just want to know a little bit of like how did it happen, and how was the filming of Top Gun, of this legendary movie, and how was to audition even for it? Like how it must feel crazy when you get the audition for such amazing opportunity, like all the nerves. So I don't know, but you tell me.
Okay, let me see, where should I start? I can start with the audition process for Top Gun. I actually so what got me the role, the audition for Top Gun was an audition I did for Call of the Wild. And it was a small part, maybe like 3 or 4 lines. And I always believe if I'm going to go out for something, I'm going to give my all to it. So that was the mindset. Like, even though it was like a 3 or 4 line part and a small role in a huge movie with Harrison Ford, I was going to give my all to it. And that's what I did. I impressed the casting director enough for her to call me back personally and say, hey, I love what you did. You got the role for this part, but I also want you to come in and read for something else. She didn't tell me what it was. She just said, hey, I want you to come read for this. Me and my manager, we speculated, like, I wonder if it could be Top Gun. Da, 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 da. So when I went in for the first audition, it was speculation that it was Top Gun, but it was like dummy sides, didn't really know what it was. So I auditioned for it, and they enjoyed that performance as well. Then I get a call back, and it was like, hey, it's Top Gun Maverick. It's the new da da da. Da. I was like, what? So we were all excited, because we finally, we cracked it. We like, we knew it. So I auditioned for a couple of roles in the film. I went in maybe three times, I believe, met with the director. And then after that last session, I get a call a couple of days later saying, hey, Tom Cruise got your audition tape. And I was like, what? Tom Cruise is about to see my tape. I was so excited because that's what you want to do. You just want to leave an impression. You want to have somebody see your face for next time. So obviously you go in and say, I'm going to book this. You're going with confidence. But just the fact that I knew Tom Cruise was watching my tapes, and he's very thorough. He likes to be in the process of everything. He's very hands-on in everything. So just knowing that part of him from the stories I've heard, and that he's watching my tape, I said, okay, he's going to remember me. I left it all on the table when I went in. He'll remember me. If I don't book this, that was enough. The next movie, he has, I'm going to book it. Turns out I ended up booking this job.
Yay.
Freaking, yeah, that was a huge celebration. It was like, what? Yeah, this is amazing. So that was
was that 2020 in pandemic, or was that before?
No, that was before. That was let me see. I moved here in 17. So that was in 2018.
Wow.
When I got that. And the end of 2018. So, we filmed that and we gained a great relationship. Yeah, we did. I won't say I believe we did. We have a great relationship now. And I think it's due to the fact that I guess the work ethic, the mindset, the drive, the hunger that he enjoys that I bring, because he's also that type of person as well.
Yeah.
He doesn't mess around with people who are going to BS. He wants to hire people that are actually willing to work and put in the time and are serious about what they do. and I've been very fortunate enough to have him, because I'm still early on in my career, but to have him set that example as a mentor, as a best friend, to show me the ropes, to teach me not only how to act but the business side of things. He does not send me good night text every night, or he does not call me every night, but I am able to call him or text him at any time and say like, hey, I need help with this. Can you tell me how this is done or whatever? And he also checks in on me. He'll shoot me a text to see how I'm doing, and like, hey Tarzan, how's everything going? What project are you working on? He's very invested in the people that he works with, and I really appreciate that with him. And when we're working together, he's all in as well. He's a great guy. I can't stress how amazing he is and how giving he is. And yeah, it's been a wild. I've been 2018, 19, 21, 22. It's been a wild almost 4 years,
Wow, wow,
working with
wow.
him.
Congratulations. That must be awesome. And you guys filmed in LA or
We
where?
filmed Top Gun in San Diego, in LA, and Nevada, and a bit of it in London, like
Mhm.
pickup
Then
shots.
because of pandemic, it hasn't been released yet, because I saw that it was supposed to be 2021, but then it's still not out.
Well, it was supposed to be 2020 and then 21,
And
two
then
times in 21, and now we are in May of 2022. Right now, we're like, it looks good. It looks good. We got dates for the press tour and everything. We're organizing stuff. So I'm feeling confident that it will come out this time. And I hope so, because I don't think people can deal with another pushback.
yes, I hope the theater is going to be open, because I want to watch this in theaters, because this is like,
Oh, yeah.
I've seen it like a trailer. I think it's not like the end trailer, but like one of the process trailers. And there's a
Hmm.
lot of like happening. So it's definitely not a computer movie, you got to see it in
No,
theaters.
no. And
Yeah.
listen, everybody, you better not stream this crap on no
No,
daggone. No,
no.
don't do that. Go to the theaters. Watch it at the theaters.
Yes, 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 absolutely. Wow. So that's incredible. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
And then you filmed Mission Impossible
Yes.
in London, as far as I know, in
Okay.
UK, and then in Abu Dhabi, because I know some other actors that were on the same movie, and I was in Lithuania then, and they were texting me saying, "Oh, we're in Abu Dhabi hanging out with Tom Cruise." I'm like, right, right. And then I was like, yeah, this movie is actually being filmed. So that's another movie that you got to work with. This is like another legendary. How was that? Did you have to audition for that too?
No, it's surprise. So, we all look for the offer role, at some point we want to get to offers, and that
Yeah.
was an offer. That was my first offer role. And I was like,
Yes.
what? Yeah,
Congratulations.
that was wild, to get called and say like, hey, we were thinking about you on this. This is what we wrote. Would you like to sign on? And I was like, hell yeah, to get to work with you and McHugh, who is the writer director of this film. I was like, hell yeah, I built a great relationship with y'all. I know how y'all operate. The experiences that I gained, the skill set that I gained with y'all. You can't say no. I mean, it's Tom Cruise. You don't say no to Tom Cruise. But that I went in. So Top Gun being my first major film, my first real project that I actually spent, months on. Everything else was like a day here, 2 days here, maybe 3 days there.
Yes, yes.
I was kind of like just trying to get my footing, just trying to like not step on anybody's toes. I was the new kid on the block. All of my co-stars, they've been doing this years longer than me. So I was like, just trying not to upset anybody, ruffle any feathers, just trying to learn, sit back and learn. So my relationship with them as well as Tom, it was great. It was great, but also I didn't want to step out of line. But moving into to Mission, after working with Tom for a year and a half, 2 years, we built that rapport with each other. So going on the Mission, when I first saw him on set, he looks down at me, he's like, because he didn't know I was coming that day. I was like, I want to come, surprise. He's like, Tarzan, fuck yeah, yeah. So we had the moment, together in front of everybody. It was a great, like, kids who haven't who went to school together, summer break, you haven't seen them for a while, and you get back to school and you have this like, wow, buddy, So it was a
Oh,
different, yeah, it was a different experience this time around because we knew each other and we've had that history. And I was more comfortable, opening up, speaking, saying what I like. And on screen, I wasn't necessarily doing that before because it was like,
no, I
should I
understand.
say,
Yeah,
but now I voiced my like, hey, will my character do this? I don't know. Can we talk about this? And he, being an artist, like, okay, well, let's talk about it. Same with McHugh. Yeah, okay, let's talk about it. What's on your mind? So I felt like I grew more as a businessman, as an artist, as an individual. I lived many lives, I feel like, on this film because it was so long and we traveled all over the world, meeting different people. So I think that's where I did a lot of my growing.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. That sounds,
Yeah.
can't wait to see that too. That's probably like in 2 years or something. It's coming
That
out.
comes out next year. Next year. That one
Oh,
got delayed a little bit because of COVID, but that's coming out next year in May.
that is amazing. So it does happen overnight sometimes. It's not overnight, obviously there are years and years, but still it's quite fast. Like if you moved in 2017 and this happened in 2018 already, that's kind of like almost like stars were aligned and your work, your ethic, everything aligned and it happened. That's amazing. So what's next? Are you because I saw you're in Great Anatomy now. And how is that? Coming like this is obviously like a day job because you're filming more like on a schedule, like every day, and it's in LA. And how is that? Do you prefer like a TV acting or do you prefer movie acting? How is that experience for you?
Mm,
After
I
it's
get that.
actually very contrasting to me to see you on Top Gun and see you on Grey Anatomy like
Hmm.
it's because I actually don't watch the show, but I know it's a great show, and so I'm just interested. How is it from this to a doctor?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. How is it, going from a movie to TV? And I've always been a fan of movies, and that's something I want to do for the rest of my life is create movies. It is a huge difference though, because films are more slow paced. You have the time. We can do one scene for like a week or two, whereas in television with Grey's Anatomy, we're doing one scene within 3 hours, maybe 4 hours, so we can move on to the next. So it's so much more fast paced, but it's a great skill set to experience, to learn because I was so accustomed to the way we film, Mission Impossible and Top Gun that when I got here, I was like, whoa, wait, hold on. Let's slow down a little bit,
Would
So
my
that was
character do that? I'm not sure.
yeah, exactly. I mean, you have freedom to ask the questions about what did your character do, but when I'm used to doing, I mean, 10, 20, 30, 50 takes in a film, I mean, you have 3, 4 takes in television in a film like this. So that was I won't say it was a struggle, but it was an adjustment for me. So the first episode or two that I was in, I was like, oh wait, I can't go back and do it again. And when there's playback in movies, where I'll go back and we'll discuss like, okay, hey, let's look at this. And I say, okay, I see what you're saying. Let's go back and let's do it. This one is like, do it. And I remember the first day I went to try and go to the monitor and they weren't showing. They were like, all right, next, let's do it again. I'm like, oh wait. So it was like okay, hurry up, let me get into it. And um it's different. It's very, very different, but it's fun. I've walked into a system that has been going on for 20 years. Friends and family, and that's what they are. They're friends and family, and I love it. I mean, you're always nervous when you start a new job because it feels like you're going into, especially one that's established, because it feels like you're going into a new school and you feel like the odd man out. But they welcomed me with open arms. Ellen was great. Chandra, she was great. They've all been very welcoming. And I mean, I joined the show in October.
Mhm.
And now I feel like I've been on the show for years, and I'm learning a lot. I always say the knowledge that I have learned from Tom working with him as well as McHugh and Joe, the director of Top Gun, the knowledge I've learned from them, I'm able to apply it all in Grey's Anatomy. And that's a great experience. Is like actually applying school knowledge to the real world. So that's been great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds amazing. So you're busy pretty much like all the time now.
Yes, and the schedule is like hectic. I mean, we had to schedule because they tell you like, okay, we need you now because I'm always on hold. Like right now, I'm on hold. Fortunately, they didn't call me in the day, but yeah, it's nonstop and it's great. Don't like to say busy, productive.
Hey, exactly.
I've
Exactly. I'm
been,
learning. I'm learning.
yes, yes.
So how, like, okay, now, so we're all waiting for Top Gun, and how do you prepare yourself? Do you think about things like that? Or because, like, at one point everybody's gonna see your face and everybody's gonna know who you are. I mean, a lot of people already know you have like 140,000 followers on Instagram. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you got it from like lately or you got it from years ago, but like you have some fan base, which is good. But like, does anybody tell you, like your manager or Tom, like how do you get to this point where you're like, you're gonna have to prepare yourself psychologically, I guess, like everybody's gonna be like Tarzan, or this is not like something you think about at all?
I would be lying if I said I didn't think about it, because it is something I think about. I mean, this is something that I've wanted since I was a child. I watched, these superstars that I idolized, that I loved, and I was like, wow, I can't wait. One day I'll be on a red carpet signing autographs, taking pictures, making people's day. Yeah, I've thought about it, but being it's nothing that I'm necessarily like striving for though. So it's not like it's constantly on my mind. I think it's on other people's minds more than mine. Like my family and friends, they always come to me, if they see a trailer, or if they see an interview that I've done or a photo shoot, they're like, boy, hey, dog, when this happened, your life, da da da. And I'm like, yeah. I'm more so, I think I'm more so stuck on a process of what's going on than thinking about what's about to happen. Like Top Gun can come out and people are like, okay,
You think
that's it.
they might not like it, or just
Oh no,
like,
no,
oh,
no, no,
next.
no, 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 no. Not I'm not saying that. Top Gun, I've seen it twice. Top Gun. I don't like to do this. I don't like to tell people how good movies are and how bad they are because I want them to go in their own opinion. I'm telling you, Top Gun Maverick is probably will be the best movie of this year. I'm
Yes,
telling you that.
yes.
Um,
So honestly,
but
I think everybody's gonna go to see it. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. Your face is gonna be all over the world. So it's yeah.
I don't know. I think one day at a time. I read a lot of self-help books and stuff like that, and it's helped me keep my head, like still at the work. I'm not worried about Top Gun until Top Gun comes out, especially since we've had all the pushbacks. When we had the first release date, which was supposed to be in May of 2020, we were all excited. We were all talking about it because we knew what we did. We knew the work we put in. So we were like, we can't wait for the world to see it. And the thing about like, yeah, this could really change our lives. This could really open up a lot of doors.
Yeah.
We were excited, but 3 delays later, you get to the point where it's like, when it comes out, then I'll be excited. So that's where I am now. I don't like to think about like, oh yeah, when it comes out, this is gonna happen because you don't know. The movie's gonna be great, but at the same time, what if people don't take to my character? What if the doors don't open like I wanted to? So if I set that precedent for myself of like, oh yeah, when it comes out, oh man, everything's gonna be so much easier,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna fall on my ass, So, and I think that's what helped me get to where I am. Just like, hey, you did that. That was in the past. I did that in 2018, 2019. Why am I still stuck on that? If I was, then I wouldn't be in Mission. If I was, then I wouldn't be on Grades because I would be sitting out harping on that. So when it comes out in May, then we can have a discussion about like, oh, okay, this is how it's changed and this is how I'm embracing it.
Yes, but you might not talk to me anymore. You might be all famous and big, and you're gonna be like on the cover of a magazine every day, and you're gonna be like black glasses. I don't know, the entourage, the whole entourage
No.
walking like this with big fur. Like,
No. Listen, listen. I don't think I'm that type of person, but you never know because people, they get fame or they get money and they change.
yeah.
I'm telling you, it won't be me. I could be lying. Like I said, you don't know, but I do have a core group of people that keep me humble at all times. I like to, with my people that I grew up with, which I call my brothers. I don't like to talk about my life, my industry, or whatever, because I deal with it with my manager. When we talk about my manager, we talk about me. When I talk to my publicist, we talk about me. When I talk to my agents, it's about me. When we talk about acting, it's about me. So I like to have my family keep me grounded where let's not talk about it. Or I have my friends. I'm like, let's not talk about it. Some people, it's exciting because
Yeah.
they've never experienced. I mean, I've never experienced none of this stuff that I'm experiencing now. But for them, they only see it on TV or movies. And to have somebody that they can actually speak to, like, how is this? How is that? We have the conversations, but at a certain point, I'm like, all right, hey, how
Yeah.
are you doing? Let's talk about something,
Still me. Let's talk about like normal stuff. Yeah.
Yes. So when this movie comes out, and hopefully pray to God that everything works out how, everybody wants it to, including myself, we will have another conversation.
Okay, absolutely. So also what interests me, you were a teacher, but you were a teacher here or in New Orleans?
I was a teacher in North. Oh, I was teaching in out in Baton Rouge. Um, and I was teaching first grade. Uh, those are my babies. I love them.
That's
I
so
still keep in contact with them.
sweet.
Yes, I still keep in contact with them. The parents give me updates. I'm friends with them on Facebook and whatnot, and they give me updates about how they're doing. And when Top Gun comes out, I'm actually going to have a movie premiere for them out in New Orleans and the youth of New Orleans under my nonprofit PYC, which is Perfect Your Craft, which is geared towards helping the youth follow their dreams, because that's they actually my students actually encouraged me to go after my dreams. I was to tell them, hey, be whatever you want to be, follow your dreams, there's nothing that can stop you. And I'm sitting there teaching, although I love kids, I'm sitting there saying like, well, my dream is to be an actor, and I'm sitting there teaching y'all I need to go and
Yeah,
follow my dream. So
yeah.
that's what I did, to be that example. And before I actually started working, I used to go back every year, once a year, just to get updates on them and also to give them updates on my life, because I want to be that example for them to say like, hey, Mr. Davis said he was going to do it, and look what
Oh,
the heck I just did. And they're excited. They're excited about, the journey that I'm on.
that is so sweet. They had a good figure, like good father figure in you. So, or teacher figure. So okay, so let's talk about this dream. So what would you say to our listeners, like young people, older people, whoever have their own dreams? What would you say to inspire them, and how long should they go for the dream, or what is the thing that you should like what would be a best advice from you to follow someone's dreams?
How long should you go for that dream?
Yeah.
If you are not in the casket, you should continue to go for it. I don't care if you are 80 years old, you need to be going for that dream, because only to get like to do it for a day, to do your dream for a day will make life worth living. Like if I were to die today, I would be happy because I have experienced my dream. There's still more dream that needs to be lived out, but I would be happy. And my motto is don't get tired. Do not get tired. Be productive and do what you need to do, whatever you need to do to get what you want. Um, and it's going to require sacrifice. Like I've sacrificed so much. Um, people, like you said, it seemed like it was an overnight thing, but it wasn't an overnight thing. It was in a short period. But
Yeah,
the shit that I did, I don't know if I can curse, but I'm saying some bad words.
it's okay.
Um, but the stuff that I did within that time frame, and the stuff I'm still doing, it's unreal. You know, the sacrifices that I made, that I was willing to make, the work that I put in. I realized I was behind a lot of people. So I said, okay, they've put in years, so I need to catch up to those years. So I wasn't just waking up and doing an hour of work a day. No, I literally was doing 12 hours of work a day. And I was acting as if I was on a set, because that's what I was preparing myself for. So if you have a dream, whether it's to be a chef, whether it's to be a teacher, whether it's to be an actor, a singer, a freaking geologist, whatever, understand it takes time to develop. The next person's journey is not your journey. Yours is it looks way different, but you cannot give up. Learn, find a mentor in that field. And they don't have to be a physical mentor. I watch YouTube videos of people that I look up to.
Yeah.
Just to see, and it doesn't have to be in your field. It can be in other fields, because it all translates. A dream is a dream, and how you get it is through the work. It's hard work. So for the people that are listening, if you have a dream, don't stop. Like you know, eventually you have to stop dreaming so you can make it real. Because a lot of us, we dream and we dream and we dream and we say someday, but you have to lay the freaking work down. You cannot get tired. And
Yes, I
productivity.
noticed that a lot of people are busy, like you say, busy, but they're not actually doing. It's very important to be clear with yourself. Are you actually doing what you really want to do? Because a lot of people are in fear of failure, in fear of success, and in fear of a lot of like things they don't even know inside them. So it's like a learning process as a personality, as a psychologically developing yourself and all of these things. So you're very mature for your age. That's what I said. Like first, when I was like, wow, he's like, I can see his face changed, like something changed within you. You're like baby, and now you're a man. That's very interesting.
Thank you.
Yes. So yeah, so I guess that's it. So unless you want to share something, some crazy story that happened to you during filming, maybe something funny to end this conversation, something funny maybe happened, something like hysterical or
See, that's always hard, because you don't know what you can or can't say with these films, especially because they didn't come out. I feel like I've been living a secret, a lie for the past like 3-4 years, because these movies are just, you know, sitting there, and people ask you all these questions, and you have to like, oh yeah, that didn't happen, or whatever.
It's true. It's better to talk about it once we see the movie. Yes. Okay then, Tarzan. So thank you so much for coming out to talk to me today, this morning. It was so amazing talking to you. Honestly, I was listening fully. You're a very entertaining, very interesting guy, and no wonder you're on these amazing movies, and I can't wait to see them. So let's stay in touch. Yes, I wish you all the best luck, and I'm gonna start watching Grey's Anatomy because of you.
Please do. Thank you for inviting me onto your podcast. This was very nice of you to think of me. This has been fun. I really had a good time.
Yes, thank you, Tarzan. So I'm gonna let you go now, and have a beautiful day.
All right. Ciao, ciao.